this is how I retouch this picture using mixer brush. So this is the final result, and this is before of this picture, and this is after. So let's take it step by step. Okay. So the first thing I did was to do a little loopify on the picture. Okay. So I duplicate Command J, and I take this picture to filter, then to loopify. Okay, so you use loopify to reshape the picture, or you fix the part of body that you want to fix, but you don't change it from the original look. Okay, so this Adam's apple right here, I push it in a little. Okay, so the hair right here, I push it out a little. Remember, the brush that I'm using for this is forward warp 3. Okay, so that's the first brush here in loopify. So I push the hair up a little. Okay, you do it in a way that it won't be obvious that you push it. Okay, so one thing about retouching, don't retouch like an amateur. When you are retouching, make sure that everything you will do, we beautify the picture and also make the picture look more realistic. Okay, so I arrange the hair. Okay, in using this liquifying method. Okay, so and that's it for here. I click OK. Okay, so the next thing I did was to create an empty layer, and I pick my spot healing brush tool. Then I want to remove some of the hair. Okay, I want the hair to look more beautiful, so I have to remove some that is not looking okay, that is looking bad. So that is what you need to know as a retoucher. You really need to, when you are a retoucher, you pay attention to the picture. There are things you need to remove, and there are things not to remove. Okay. So I want this picture to look, the hair to look well arranged. Okay. So I have to remove this temple here also, and remove this here also, and this also. So you might not be able to see the changes because it just is tiny changes, but it matters. Okay, so this is before and after. Before and after. Okay, so what I will do is to merge it together. Okay, so now the next thing I will do is to retouch this picture. Remember, I said that I retouch the picture using mixer brush. Okay, so I'm going to retouch this picture right now. Okay, and I'm using my all-in-one retouching presets. Okay, so the link to download this preset is in my description, also the description of this video. Okay, so I'm using the advanced frequency separation there. I click on the advanced frequency separation, so I click continue. So it will load and pause here. Okay, you already know. So I'm going to choose the amount of blur to retouch this image. I will use the blur that will blur the texture, but not to kill the texture entirely. Okay, as you can see, this is on 8. As you can see right here, 8 blur this texture, but it didn't kill it entirely. Okay, so let's shift a little. So let's keep it on 10. As you can see, so 10 is okay to retouch this picture right now. So I click OK. So as you can see, the advanced frequency separation has finished loading, and also it will give you this message. Okay, this message is telling you how to set your mixer brush. Okay, so I click continue. Hello, go. Afana. I dey call you because light today since. Yeah, yeah. What? So as you can see, it has finished loading, and right here, this is the texture, and this is the copy of the texture, and this is the correct tone, and right here, this is the tone, which is the low frequency. So we're going to be working with the tone right here. Okay, so this is my mixer brush, and this is the setting I use for my mixer brush. I make sure that I'm on soft round brush. That's the first thing. And inside this brush, I make sure that my smoothing is chill, and I remove other ones here, only smoothing. Okay, so and I make sure that I'm on clean brush here. Okay, so the first brush here, I turn it off and turn on the second brush here. Okay, always on custom. Okay, this is the settings here. My weight is on 60, my load is on 60. My mix is 100 and my flow is 60. Okay, so I used these settings works for me perfectly. Okay, but it might not work for you perfectly because if you are not a pro, you might not be able to control the flow of these settings. So, if you are a beginner watching this tutorial, I will advise you to drop your weight on 30, your load on 30, your mix can be anything. Mix doesn't matter. So, your flow on 30, okay? Or you can as well try these my settings if you can be able to control the flow during retouch, okay? So, now this is how I was able to retouch this picture. So what I did, how I retouch is by painting on the skin like I'm drawing a circle. So and I'm always careful of the place I'm working on. Like for example, if I'm working on the shadow part, like this side I'm working on doesn't have highlight. So I will remain on the this side till I finish it. I will not move it to the highlight side. So now if I move to the highlight side, I will remain on it till I finish it. So that is how I retouch. Okay. So one thing about mixer brush, if you can make use of your mixer brush perfectly, you don't need to bother yourself about working with micro dodge and burn retouching. Okay. So if you can make use of your mixer brush and achieve a clean result without changing the picture, it's exactly like it will give you something that micro dodge and burn will give you. Okay. So a mixer brush is more faster than micro dodge and burn. Or if you can be able to use micro dodge and burn, it's good as well. Okay. So this is how I retouch this picture. As you can see, I'm painting circle on the face. So what I'm painting is just circle. So and make sure when you are brushing, make sure you move according to the shape of the face or the body. So by doing so, you will not spoil the picture. Because if you didn't move according to the shape, we might spoil this picture. So you move according to the shape so that you will not spoil your picture when you are retouching. So it's as simple as this. Okay. So a lot of changes are happening here, and that is one of the sweet thing about retouching. So this is before and this is after. You can see the changes before and after. You can see that this picture is looking more beautiful and most especially it's looking realistic. So you go over and over again till you get your satisfaction. Okay. You go over and over again till you get your satisfaction. But be careful not to change the picture from what the picture looks like. Okay. You just have to enhance the picture. That is what retouching is all about. Okay, so let's use the mixer brush on this part of the hair. You calm it down a little. Okay. So we are working on the neck now. So same way we move according to this set. And also, don't forget to be increasing and decreasing your brush size according to the particular place you are working on. You increase your brush size or you decrease to fit into the particular place you are working on at the moment. Okay. So, and to do that, you use the left and right bracket key on your keyboard. So this is the collarbone. And when you are at okay, try not to remove the collarbone. Always make sure that your retouching looks as natural as possible. Okay. So let's check before and after. You can see the changes before and after. Okay. So I'm still seeing some things that I need to fix. Okay. Because my work as a retoucher is to make sure that this picture will look very standard, professional, and beautiful, getting the high end. Okay. So I make sure that I observe and look well to know the place that I need to fix. Okay. Yes, yes, really. Mm. Okay, I think I'm going to leave this picture this way. Okay. So we need to move to another stage. Okay. Because this is a full retouching. So I'm going to do everything in this tutorial. Okay. So now I'm seeing some lines that I need to remove from this picture. So what I will do is to zoom into the lines like this line there. I need to remove it. So I make the texture layer. I highlight the texture layer, make it active. Okay. So I pick my clone stamp tool. I remember when the frequency separation was loaded, it automatically separated the texture from the tone, and all the textures are in texture layer, okay, including the lines. Okay, so I have to remove these lines that I don't want. Okay, now I have to be careful of what I'm removing. Anything that I don't want, I have to do now remove it. You can see that the textures are still there, the skin pores are still there, so if you can be able to use your mixer brush very well, you don't need to bother yourself about spoiling your picture. Mixer brush can give you a good work if you can be able to use it very well. Okay, so this is this picture right here. So this is before and after. So before and after. So the next thing I will do right here is to do the skin tone, fix the hips and the eyes, and also did the entire job. Okay. So the to do that, first of all, let me merge this Command E, okay, or Control E. So right here, I'm going to slow down to this my all-in-one preset, And here, this is skin tone button. Skin tone button, yeah. So under this skin tone button, I have different skin tone, yeah. So and I'm going to scroll down to the first dark skin tone. Okay, so I click on the first dark skin tone and I click OK. I click continue. Okay, so it will load. This is the first dark skin tone that it will give you. If you don't want your picture this way, you want it more, you click continue. Okay, and it will load all, which is this. Okay, as you can see how this picture appear right now. This picture is looking more melanin and more beautiful right here. Okay, so I'm going to merge these skin tone layers together. Command E. Okay, so the next thing I will do right here is to work on the lips and the eyes. Okay, so now I'm going to use the same color. So I click on my foreground color there and pick the color from the lips. So here I drive it to something like this. I click OK. So I have to create a solid color here, and the solid color will appear with the color that I've already picked from the lids. Okay. So I click OK. Now this solid color, I have to change the blending mode to soft lights. Okay. So I throw that to soft lights. Okay. So this is soft light right here. And as you can see, this appear all over the email, and I don't want it that way. I want it only on the eyes and the lips. Okay. So what I will do is to invert this solid color and make sure that I highlight the layer side there. Invert it. Invert simply means to hide. Okay. Command I or Control I to invert. So I've inverted it. So now I will pick my brush tool and make sure that my foreground color is on white and black down. Okay. So I will paint on the eyes. Okay. So and also the lips. Okay, you can see it right now. It's more pronounced and out right now. And remember, inside this my all-in-one presets, you can scroll down. If you have this preset, you have this. If you scroll down, you have after 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 eyes retouch, you have mouth retouch, with you have lipstick pack and wet list pack. Okay, the lipstick pack have different types of lipstick that you can still use and do this same thing. Okay, so but I didn't use it on this tutorial. Okay, so the next thing we are going to do right here is to add a Lexo yellow and red on this image. Okay, to make the black more like a chocolate. Okay, so I'll go to my selective color here. So right here, this is red. This is red. I increase the red this way a little. You can see, and this is yellow. So I take the yellow this way a little. So this is it right now. And this is it. This is how the picture was, and this is it now. So if it's more, I can drop the opacity. Okay. Remember, opacity is your friend until you get your satisfaction. So now I have to merge. I will merge this together. Command E or Control E. Okay, so the next thing I will do right here is to sharpen this image so the skin textures will come up alive more. Okay, so this is my sharpening there under the texture button here. In this my all-in-one preset, I click on the sharpen. Remember, you can still go camera raw filter to sharpen this. Okay. Okay, now as you can see, the textures are alive right now. So you can see the texture, they are alive. Okay, so this is before and this is now. The textures are alive. Okay, so and we are done with the picture. It's as simple as this. It's just as simple as this. Okay, so you can use your mixer brush to get a perfect retouch this way. This is before and this is after. This is before and this is after. You might be wondering why we didn't do dodge and burn. Remember, it's not in all picture include dodge and burn. Okay, so this is it for this tutorial, before and after. So if you have a question, feel free to drop it in comment section. Okay, and also if you have a video that you want me to do, feel free to drop your suggestion and I will make the video. And if you need this my all-in-one presets, the link is on my description and also the description of this video. Thank you for watching and I will see you in my next video.